In senior year, Rebel Wilson stars as a woman who wakes up from a 20-year coma and heads back to high school to reclaim her former glory as cheer captain and hopefully prom queen. The role gives Wilson a chance to bring some of her best dance moves to the screen. To celebrate this fun new screen turn for the actress, here's a look back at the funniest Rebel Wilson dance moments ever. One of Rebel Wilson's earliest dance scenes comes in the 2012 romantic comedy adaptation of What to Expect When You're Expecting. Wilson stars as Janice, an enthusiastic employee at a breastfeeding supplies boutique and trusty assistant to its owner, Wendy Cooper, who's currently enduring a difficult pregnancy. As Janice, Wilson is characteristically zany, but her antics always come from a good place of trying to help her boss succeed in both her professional life and personal efforts. So when she finds out that Wendy is going to be a keynote speaker at a motherhood expo, her reaction is hilariously enthusiastic.
Shut up. No! You're living your wisdom.
I know.
She's speaking at the expo.
I'm speaking at the expo.
Expo. About the breast pump and the lactation.
Released in 2012, Pitch Perfect made Rebel Wilson a household name. The musical rom-com features her as Amy, a new college student who decides to join an a cappella group in hopes of making new friends. As Amy, Wilson couples her sharp humor and self-deprecation with a soft side that makes her impossible not to love.
Crushed it.
Wilson shows off plenty of legitimately phenomenal dance moves throughout Pitch Perfect, but the funniest? That has to be her low-key mermaid dance in her unforgettable introduction.
I can sing, but I'm also good at modern dance, olden dance, and mermaid dancing, which is a little different.
Usually sat on the ground. Ooh, it's a lot of floor work.
Rebel Wilson created and starred in the ABC comedy series Super Fun Night, which ran from 2013 to 2014. Wilson stars as Kimmy, an attorney who, for the last 13 years, has spent every Friday evening with her two best friends. This usually entails them prancing around the living room together in their pajamas. But Kimmy decides they ought to step up their game a bit and hit the town. The results are raucous, and the show is filled with fun musical moments that allow all three gals to show off their rhythm, especially during a fake music video for Queen's Don't Stop Me Now. In 2014, Wilson joined the all-star cast of the Night at the Museum franchise for its third installment, Secret of the Tomb, where the action moves to the British Museum in London. Wilson stars in the film as Tilly, the night guard who's on duty when Larry Daly shows up and kicks off an all-new adventure. Throughout the film, fans are treated to a bounty of Wilson's signature humor, including her flirty one-liners and gift for deadpan.
So that must be like Wicked being a security guard in America.
With your gun, with the silencer, with your ninja swords.
Right. She also gets the chance to shake it when she spots the hunky caveman who's taken her breath away, and, in sync with I've Had the Time of My Life, leaps into his arms for a Dirty Dancing tribute like we've never seen before. There are a lot of time-honored traditions in classic romantic comedies, and Isn't It Romantic leans right into every single one.
This movie ends like all stupid rom-coms do. The girl gets the guy, and then finally that's what makes her happy.
The film features Wilson as Natalie, an up-and-coming architect who's so over the sweeping romances in films, until she's accidentally swept up in a living rom-com of her own. After suffering a head injury, Natalie wakes up in an alternate dimension where she's the object of everyone's affection, except her former BFF, who's suddenly her archenemy. She also has to watch as the guy she likes falls in love with a famous supermodel. In a last-ditch effort to win Josh over, Natalie gives in to the weird rules of her new rom-com world with a wild, upbeat, choreographed karaoke number. Rebel Wilson is sensational in senior year. Her character Stephanie definitely has some very different moves than her fellow class of 2022 seniors, but she still doesn't hesitate to shake her stuff however she pleases, no matter what decade it is. Her biggest ode to her upbringing comes when she teaches her fellow Bulldogette cheerleaders to recreate the music video moves of the one and only Britney Spears, with a few of her own twists thrown into the mix of course, like the reveal that they aren't quite dancing as well as they think. Thanks for watching Netflix Film. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to get the latest exclusive videos. Plus, hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.